What's up, y'all? It's Kristen. I hope you're doing well. I have actually been a little bit under the weather this week, so I thought it would be fitting to bring you a sick day flow. This can also be a practice that you do on days that you're not sick. Some days we just don't want to move our bodies a whole lot. We just need something nice and kind of easy and gentle, and so this would be great for that as well. I am going to be using 2 bolsters and 2 yoga blocks. So if you have those things with you, go ahead and gather those up. If you don't, you may just want to have maybe a couple blankets or pillows or all of the above, and we'll just kind of make do with what we have. So go ahead and roll out your mat, have a seat on the ground, whatever is a comfortable position for you to start in. And right away, you can close your eyes if you like here, but we're just gonna start to kind of shift side to side. So just taking it easy, taking it slow, really just starting to feel into your body. As you shift over to the right, you might take your right hand and just gently press down into that inner thigh. And then the same on the left side, taking the left hand and just gently pressing down. Good, so just moving here, start to become aware of your breath. If it feels okay for you to kind of bring in some breath control, even just deepening the breath a little bit, then maybe you do that. It might feel better for you to just kind of let your body breathe itself today. Nice, and then start to come back to center. So sitting nice and tall here, relax your shoulders. We're gonna take the fingertips out to the floor beside you. And then on your in-breath, I want you to flip the palms of your hands to face up towards the ceiling and just start to stretch the arms up overhead. Maybe the palms connect here. And then as you exhale, press the palms down and just send the fingertips back down to the earth. So nice and simple. Right, we'll do that again. Inhale, flipping the palms up, reaching the arms up overhead. Maybe the palms touch, a little side body stretch. And then exhale, pressing the fingers all the way back down. Nice, one more time, reaching up with an in-breath. This time overhead, I want you to see if you can interlace your fingers and then flip the palms of the hands to face up towards your ceiling. So little seated palm tree pose. From here, start to tick-tock side to side. So just reaching right to left, left to right, kind of getting curious about any sensation that you might notice here. Good, feeling your rib cage lift and expand as you bend. Nice, we'll just take it a couple more times. Good, and then gradually bring yourself back to center. Find that neutral spine and let the fingertips come back down to the earth. This time we're gonna take them behind us slightly. Start to tilt your pelvis forward, and as you do that, see if you can lift your heart and draw your shoulders back, coming into a little bit of a back bend here. Now, gaze can just stay right out in front of you if it feels best for you to keep your head right there. However, you could also drop your head back. So really opening up through the front of the throat and looking up overhead. And then just holding here for a couple breaths. Sending some love into the chest, into the fronts of the shoulders, into the heart. And then gently release. Take your time coming back to a neutral spine. We'll take a breath in, and again, just reach those arms up overhead. And then this time as you exhale, take a little dive down, forward over your legs. So letting your upper back round, letting your head drop down if that feels okay. If you're sick like me and you have some like sinus congestion going on, then that might be kind of bothersome, so you can keep your head lifted up. Otherwise, just melting down over your seat here. If the head is dropping, just letting it be really heavy, feeling a little stretch through the back side of the neck. And just letting your hands kind of rest wherever they land. So any variation or version of this shape is great. Just find something that feels good and feels relaxing for your body. Good. Take a couple more breaths here. And then nice and easy, start to roll yourself back up. As your head lifts, I want you to inhale your shoulders up towards your ears, and then exhale, roll them back and down. So just looping the shoulders a few times here, loosening up, moving with your breath as you inhale, lifting the shoulders up. And then as you exhale, really allowing them to settle down the back. And let's do that 3 more times, inhaling to lift, exhaling to settle here. And then the last 2 rounds, just like this, breathing in. Good, breathing out. 1 more time, inhale. And then exhale, letting the shoulders drop. Use your hands here, if your knees are spread, to go ahead and bring them towards each other. I want you to plant your feet out in front of you, just about hips distance. Your feet are kind of in front of the line of your knees, and then palms of the hands will come down to the earth beside you. So dropping your knees to the right and then to the left, we'll just find some little windshield wipers here, tick-tocking side to side, finding a little release through the hips. Yeah, and then the next time that your knees drop over to your right, we're gonna go ahead and come all the way over and land in sort of a 90-90 pose or something kind of similar. And you can bring your hands to support you here. So to start, just sitting nice and tall, let your right ear drop over to your right shoulder. And then from there, just kind of nod your head. So up and down, tilting the chin. And then you can also shake the head no, super slow and easy. And just kind of break into the left side of the neck a little bit deeper. Finding your breath here as you move. And then with an inhale, coming back up to center. As you exhale, see if you can lead with your heart, so the head will stay lifted slightly here, and we'll start to fold forward over that right shin. And you can stay on your fingertips. Do that again. Inhale to rise up, and then exhale, folding forward, maybe walking the hands out in front of you as you go. One more time, inhaling to rise up, lifting through the heart, and then exhaling to fold forward. Beautiful job. Slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to bring the knees through center, plant the palms, and right away just let them drop over to the left side. Again, coming in towards that sort of 90-90 shape. Maybe not quite so much, and that's okay. Find something that feels good. This class is all about just feeling good, gentle movement, and just being in the body. So hands can come down. This time you're gonna let your left ear drop over towards your left shoulder. And then just like we did on the other side, finding some gentle movement with the head. So you can take your chin up and down, maybe side to side, just sort of coming into this stretch from some different angles. Good, and then with an inhale, coming back to center, sitting tall, using your hands for support here. As you exhale, lead with your heart. Start to fold forward over the left shin. And then inhale, bring yourself back up. So we'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, pulling yourself forward. And then inhale, bringing yourself back up. 1 more time, exhale. And then going ahead and coming all the way back up, bringing the hands around, planting your feet. And then from here, we're just gonna cross at the ankles, roll over onto hands and knees, come into a tabletop. We'll flow through just a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you breathe in, drop your belly down, lift your heart, your tailbone, your gaze, find a little back bend. And then as you breathe out, rounding your spine. Again, if it feels good to drop your head, you can do that and tuck your chin into your chest. If that's too much for you today, then leave your head lifted. No worries. A couple more times. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, and then exhale, round it out. Nice. One more like that. Inhaling, cow pose. And then exhaling, we round it out. With your next breath in, come back to a neutral spine. I want you to tuck your toes under, so just curling them here, and then start to shift your body forward so your shoulders are more like over your fingertips than your wrists. And then with your exhale, you're going to press your hips back towards your heels. Keep the toes tucked. You can let your head come down and land to the earth if that feels good. But we'll do that same little movement a few times. So inhaling to rise up through your tabletop, toes stay curled, shift forward, stretching out the wrists. And then exhale, hips back towards the heels. Maybe the head drops and the belly comes down onto the thighs. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhaling to rise up, shift forward, and then exhaling to take it back. Last 2 right here, breathing in, breathing out. And then 1 more time, inhale, come on up. Exhale, take it back to child's. This time untucking the toes, bringing the big toes to touch, take your knees wide. And then maybe the head lands down. From here, you'll thread your right arm underneath your left. So threading the needle, turn to look towards the right fingertips. Left hand can stay right where it is. If you'd like a different option, one thing I like to do here is take the palm of my left hand, place it into the palm of my right hand, and just kind of press down to deepen the twist. So see how that feels. Another option is to reach the left arm up to the sky and then cross it behind the low back. So finding a little bit of a half bind here. So all just options, right? You do you. Pick your favorite. Go there. Find your breath. And then gently start to unwind yourself, coming back into your child's pose. And we'll just do that same thing on the other side. This time, left arm threads underneath the right. And you can come down on the left side of the temple. If the ground feels kind of far away, maybe you take your block or bolster or a pillow or whatever you have and place it under your head just for a little bit of added support. If you have the congestion going on, that might also feel good, just to keep your head elevated here slightly. And then you have different options, right, in your needle pose. You can take right palm into left palm. Maybe you take the half bind, find something that works for you on this side. It may be different than the other side. So really honoring your body today, giving it what it needs. Just taking another breath here. Good, and then gently unwinding yourself, and we'll come up out of child's pose and come into a straddle on our seat. So find a comfortable seat. Your legs are going to go wide. I'm going to grab my bolsters for this one, and I'll just show you a couple different options. You can stack up your props here however you like. You can bring it up as high as you like or as low as you like. And you don't have to have props, right? You can just take your hands down to the ground in front of you and be right here. You could also use your blocks for this. And then another option is to create this little incline with your blocks and your bolster. So setting one of the blocks at the highest setting, the other one at the medium setting, kind of out in front of you. And then resting your bolster against those blocks. Maybe a little bit of trial and error here. And then from there, you can simply just lean forward and relax onto the bolster. So take your time to find something that really allows you to rest and relax here, to be comfortable. And then once you find that, just give yourself permission to be here, to breathe here, relaxing your legs and your feet, relaxing your spine, your shoulders, your jaw, feeling into your body as you are in this shape, just sort of taking inventory of what might be going on. Noticing how your physical body responds to being here. And then also noticing how your nervous system responds to being here. Right? So when you give yourself this chance to just be still and to relax and to rest and to breathe deeply, how does your nervous system respond to that? And we'll just take a couple more breaths right here before we move into one more pose. And if you're not quite ready to move on, that's totally fine. Feel free to pause the video, stay here in this position for as long as you like. If you are ready, we're going to go ahead and take our final pose. We're going to use a similar little setup here with the blocks and the bolster. So creating a little incline, right, out of all the things. And you can also, if you don't have your props, you can do this. Yeah, I actually like turning this first block down to the lowest setting for this one. Works a little bit better. But if you don't have your props, you can lie flat on your back. You can elevate your head with a pillow if you would like. And then go ahead and lie back on to your props, your mat, whatever you have. And we'll come into a reclined bound angle pose here. So the soles of your feet will come together. If you want more in this stretch, walk your feet in towards your pelvis. If you want less, walk your feet out. So you have full control as to, how much sensation you're getting here. You could also take props and just kind of wedge them underneath your thighs or underneath your knees to give yourself some added support here. And then whatever's comfortable for your arms and your hands, I'm just going to rest my arms down beside me and turn the palms of my hands to face up so the tops of my hands are resting down to the earth. And this really allows me to let my shoulders melt apart from each other. And then closing down the eyes, taking a moment just to scan your body, starting from the toes, just in your own time, working your way up the legs, the hips, the upper body, checking in, noticing how you're feeling here, all the way up to the top of your head. And then if you notice any kind of resistance or tension, can you start to let that go with your next exhale? So really allowing your body to soften and rest and relax and just be held right here. So we're not asking our bodies to do any work. We're surrendering to gravity, feeling that gentle kind of pressure of gravity, the gentle pull as it keeps us here on the ground. And just like in our last pose, I want you to feel free to stay here as long as you like. Giving yourself this chance to rest, giving your body a chance to recover, giving your mind a chance to find some extra calmness. And I'll just leave you with that. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed this practice. If you're sick, like me, I hope you get to feeling better really soon. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Namaste.